Okay, Alex, we just saw Fairfax win for the second time this season over Westchester. This time it's a double-digit victory. To get the sweep in the regular season, so important for Fairfax. They're the clear-cut #1 seed now in the Open Division. Takeaways from tonight, what a game.
Well, this is the senior class's first Western League title. They haven't had it because Westchester has dominated this league. I was talking to the staff outside that locker room, and we can talk about Coach Bick's awesome post-game speech in a minute. But I was talking to the staff, and they were saying, man, that first game, it was a 2-point win, but it wasn't that close. They let them back into the game, and tonight there was nothing Westchester could do to answer Keith Dinwiddie. He had 34 points. He was 7 of 9 from beyond the arc. I mean, the kid was electric. He brought the house down. Huge win for Fairfax, and they are the clear-cut #1 team in the LA City.
Coach Bake's post-game speech, he said, we got to take things one day at a time. We know we're favorites now to win the Open Division Championship. That's where we want to be. That's our goal. But he's so focused on one day at a time. That message had both of us ready to run through a wall.
Oh, man, I was so fired up. I want to go play some ball. But what he was talking about, I mean, you and I talked about it on the show a couple of days ago. We said, hey, that third matchup, that's going to be the one to watch. Does Fairfax even want to win this game? And he's basically saying, put that to bed. Let's keep that quiet. Win the game you're in. Win today and then win these next couple of playoff games. They're in great shape. If Fairfax and Westchester met again, if we assume that they will in the Open Division Championship, I'm taking Fairfax. But what I saw tonight, the offensive output, the way that when Rob McCray got in foul trouble, Keith Dinwiddie stepped up, no way I'm taking and picking anybody against Fairfax.
Absolutely, and they most likely will meet again in the Open Division Championship. And we talked on our show this week, so hard to beat a team 3 times. And then the counter is, well, if the team really is better, they will be able to do that. And we weren't really sure if Fairfax was at that level. I think they proved that tonight in a big way.
Yeah, like I mentioned, the first game was a 2-point margin of victory for Fairfax. The staff thought, man, that should have been a 10-point win. And then tonight they come out, they boat raced them, 15 points. And the game was close in the first and second quarters, but you got in the second half, and it felt like they were starting to pull away. Big man KJ Allen, they held him to 7 points in the second half. Most of those were on free throws. He had to go out behind the arc, start shooting threes to put the team back in it. It just didn't look like Westchester ever got comfortable in this game, and Fairfax started to run away with it. So this team, really excited to see where they can go.
Alex, let's move to the Open Division playoffs now. Assuming that Granada Hills falls to Birmingham tomorrow night, we know the 8 teams. We're going to have 3 really good teams from the West Valley League, a couple of teams from the Western League, Fairfax, Westchester, obviously, then Washington Prep, Narbonne, and Gardena. The seeding, will kind of, we'll see what happens with that, but we know the 8 if Granada Hills loses.
Yeah, it looks like Birmingham might be the 3 because they're going to be West Valley League champs if they hold on. And the one thing we talked about on the show, could Birmingham and El Camino Real play in the first round? Looks like that's not going to happen because if it's a 3 and a 6 seed, El Camino Real is not going to be able to play Birmingham in the first round because you can't play a league opponent. So that would mean Gardena might play Birmingham, and that would put El Camino Real playing at Westchester. That's a really tough matchup. That's a tough draw for a team we think is one of the top teams here in the city section. But if that's the kind of matchups we're getting in the first round, buckle in, baby. This is going to be so much fun.
If El Camino Real beats Taft at home tomorrow night, that'll kind of throw a wrench in everything. Because right now we think it's Fairfax 1, Westchester 2, Birmingham 3, Taft 4, Washington 5, El Camino Real, well, it would
Gardena would be 6.
Yeah, and then El Camino Real 7. But say Taft falls, then they beat Washington Prep, but they're kind of sluggish down the stretch because Washington Prep jumped them. So the committee is going to have some things to figure out. If Taft wins Friday, though, I think the 8, we pretty much understand what it is. So I think that is the one game that will have Open Division implications if you're paying attention at home.
Yeah, the only seed we know for sure, Fairfax is number 1, and I guess you could say Westchester's number 2. Those are the 2 things. Write them in stone. They're taking that to the playoffs. And number 8, I think, is going to be Narbonne. That seems to be pretty solid because Gardena's going to win that Marine League. So the rest of them are up for grabs, and West Valley League play is going to get real nutty. That's going to be a ton of fun.
So the playoffs are just about upon us. A couple more days of the regular season, and then it's into playoff action. He's Alex Scar. I'm Connor Morissette. We'll be covering the whole kit and caboodle. Follow along. We'll see you then.